is Jimmy's podcast, season 9 of the podcast. We're coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last this long. Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots, reacts, and lots of social media crap. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh. This is the podcast.
So, first of all, I was hurt by the fact that you guys said I was I got conned in Turks and Caicos, right? And then you Stoff encouraged the listeners to weigh in on the Twitter, and they all said I was conned. I guess you'll get to that a little bit later on in the
my goodness
viewer mail or the Twitter segment or whatever you do, Stoff.
Yep.
But this I'm going to, and by the way, I was not conned. I'll repeat. I couldn't really explain myself because
Stoff, we do have
I was in a car on a phone.
The driver on the phone, right?
Yes. Let's bring him in.
What a pigeon he was.
This I'm going to cop. I'm going to cop to this. I am a horrible businessman.
Yes.
I think you guys knew that. I have more proof of this. So Jimmy, for the first time in his life, he's entered the world of the Kijiji.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never been on the Kijiji. I've never purchased from the Kijiji.
Don't people do Facebook Marketplace now?
I don't know. I don't know. See, there I wouldn't even know that.
Yeah.
Kijiji
feels old.
I'm not on Facebook.
Oh.
Though it was Jared who told me to go on the Kijiji.
Okay, so he would know better.
He would know, yeah.
You think the cool kids call it the Kijij?
I don't think they do.
The Kijij?
No, I don't.
I will chew your meat.
So here's what happened. I'm trying to do like a fall cleaning because the compound is just overflowing with stuff, and I don't want to be like one of those. You ever watch that hoarders show?
Oh, big time. Yes,
It terrifies me. I don't want to be a hoarder because my
do that.
dad was kind of a hoarder. When my dad passed away 3 years ago, we had to empty his condo, and he had like 120 pairs of pants.
Wow.
In his closet because I don't think he ever gave. Child of the Depression never gave them away.
Did your dad keep his figure throughout his life? Like, would he have been able to wear the same size pant for most of his adult senior life?
I would say yes. He was always kind of a not heavy set guy. He had a big barrel chest, my dad, but he wasn't skinny like me. I think I'm more like my granddad's kind of look. So he was a bigger guy, but not like crazy overweight or anything.
Yeah,
like that. Somewhere middling.
Okay,
but he kind of kept.
Yeah, I'd
from
say
midlife to.
Yeah, I think he was the same from when I remember him. So he would have been 40 when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And to pretty much when he died, he was the same.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And that's all he left me in the will was all those pants.
That wouldn't fit.
I want them on today.
If you were the same size, though, you could almost go a whole year without doing a wash.
It would be amazing.
That would be pretty good.
So I didn't want to become a hoarder, and our place is getting to be a mess, so I started to clear stuff out. So one of the things we had just a patio furniture set. Right? It was nice. It was like a black wicker patio furniture set with those cushions, like Sunbrella, is that the thing where they good cushions?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And then Brooksy, of course, after like 4 years, she decided she didn't like that anymore, so she got a new one. But I didn't want to throw the other one out. I'm like, that's a perfectly good patio set.
Of course.
And someday my kids will use it when they move out.
Yeah.
Not knowing that my kids were never going to move out.
Or your friends on the podcast could use that patio set.
Oh, so I could have. This is already getting awkward.
Puff's got a house in Picton, for crying out loud. He could use that set.
Use that set pretty good.
Well, like Brooksy said that too. She goes, my personal trainer she said it like 9 times to me. I'm like, well, get her up here with her damn pickup truck and take it.
Yeah.
So easy to say someone will take it without taking it.
They got to take
right?
it. That's
big time. You got to come pick it up.
And
That's
to the point where I was going to leave it at the curb. You have those people in the neighborhood that come around in their trucks and they pick up like just their
It's crazy
scavengers.
how fast it goes.
They're scavengers,
big time.
right?
Big time.
I'm not saying in a bad way. That's fine.
It's amazing.
So that's what I thought I was going to do. I was going to put it to the curb.
Now, would you have taped the $50 bill to it like you do with the recycling?
Wow.
As a tip.
Here, take this.
Extra incentive.
That's funny. I almost did that again today because I had a lot of garbage out at the curb. So Jared, who is a businessman, he's graduated from Guelph with a business degree.
So he's officially in a business.
He's currently working in a business right now.
Nice.
Look at him.
Which makes him a businessman.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
He says, Dad, you can sell this for something. You can put it on the Kijij. And so I downloaded the app. I took a picture of it, made my first little post.
Nice.
And I said, $250.
Okay.
It's flat money.
Jared said I should have said more. He said I need to put feelers out for 500
Yeah.
and see how it goes. But I had no patience for that.
No.
Because I needed to get rid of this damn thing. Mm-hmm. So I put the thing on the Kijij. Like 3 minutes later, boom. Somebody's back at me. Her name is, I don't know, like Candace or something. She says, I live in Aurora. Can I come get this? Because on the Kijij, your area, you put in your postal code and it sort of says York region is where you live. I didn't want to give away my address. I didn't trust the Kijij. I thought I was going to get murdered, probably.
You're a big celebrity. You
No,
gotta
but
be careful.
Well, after you got conned out in Turkey.
Right.
Exactly.
And
But I
it
thought
has
someone
happened where
couldn't.
people have murdered.
I don't trust people on the
It's actually
socials
true.
thing. A prey of a murder on the Kijij, right?
Yeah. The
Right.
car was a
That
car,
was a
right?
show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Remember?
truck.
No,
It was the
It was
truck.
a truck. It was a truck.
yeah.
The guy got
Truck.
murdered, and I can't remember the gentleman's name. God rest his soul.
Wasn't there another one like a
Tim Bosma.
guy who said,
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think
Yes.
that was.
Yes,
That's
that's his
cool.
name. Correct.
right? That was a horrible story.
Yeah.
And then wasn't there one in Edmonton where somebody put an ad out to like be for a guy in a movie and then he killed them too, something like
I
that.
didn't
I don't
hear
know if
that
that was
one.
the Kijij.
I can't
But
Careful.
yeah, so I was a little bit scared.
Yeah.
And you put your name on there and everything. And so I'm like, oh, this person's not real who's getting back to me. She said, yeah, I want it. I'll come by tomorrow morning at 10. Like, boom. I put this ad up like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Boom. And then overnight, like 6 more replies. Is the patio furniture still for sale? Is there any room for negotiation? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So
Are you the James Duthie from TSN?
none of those, actually. Does my name show up on the ad? I wasn't sure. Like I was setting up my account and I put in my name because I was like, do I put in my name here or what?
Did you put in your real name?
No, it's not up anymore.
Oh,
So
I can't bid?
You
You
can't
won't even
bid.
let your friends bid?
No.
Wow.
So she shows up. First of all, she was a smoke show.
Oh, smoking
really?
hot, eh?
Yes, I was out in my sweatband and I was like, whoa, I'm just going to go get changed. Maybe have a shower. Wow. She only lived like 3 minutes from me.
Oh, that's
is
not
amazing.
good. That's not good.
She was
Could
with
be
her
trouble.
father,
Oh.
who seemed to have an Eastern European accent.
Nice.
And they had the trailer.
shotgun.
They had the trailer right there with them.
Okay,
So
they're ready to go.
Her and her husband. I don't know why I still get disappointed when I have a wife, but I was still a little disappointed. Just bought a cottage,
Oh, nice.
so they needed a patio set.
For sure.
Boom, here we go. She walks in. I have it just sitting in my garage. I didn't even clean the thing off. There's like cobwebs all over it. I didn't, and she goes, I love it. I'll take it. So we're already moving the stuff into the trailer.
Yeah.
It's done. The deal's done. And as the stuff gets loaded in the trailer, the dad goes, can you do a little negotiation?
Oh boy. Oh, here it
and
comes.
I went,
late, buddy.
in like 3 seconds, I went, he goes, like 200. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And then he went 150.
See,
So I go back inside, and Jared was looking at it out the window because, he has the home office at home. And he's like, Dad, so you sold it. Congrats.
Where's my cut?
And he goes, so what'd you get? And I said, well, he asked for 200. Jared's like, Dad, the guy, they brought the trailer. They weren't saying no.
Yeah.
It just cost $50, you idiot. So I felt really good, and then I felt like a moron.
If you'd just given it to Jared to do the whole deal,
He would've got
and
500.
he would have got 500, and you would have got your 250.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
know.
Here's the thing about those ads, and I will say a couple things. First of all, that Tim Bosma story scares the hell out of me, and I'm very reluctant to put anything on Facebook Marketplace anymore, and I don't do business a lot. But that's typical. What happened to you there? They'll call you up. My friend of mine, Nick, who runs a business, and he's constantly saying to people, okay, this is $150, and they email him like, how about $9? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're just constantly trying to drive the price down. It's like, no, this is $150. No best offer. This is what it is.
Here's
right?
the thing. She seemed really nice.
Yeah.
He was, listen. You were clearly mesmerized by her beauty.
You were lucky you got out of there with 200.
It could have gone for free easily.
But it wasn't even her. Like I'm sure she was gonna like if her dad had asked, like she'd have gotten in the car and said, "Dad, why'd you ask? Like I like this at 200 and $250." Like as I was loading the thing, and I'm like, "This is a damn heavy. This is good solid
Good quality,
furniture."
yeah.
I can't remember what I paid for it. Like I think I paid
10,000 probably.
probably. No, it wasn't. I think I paid like
It is
maybe-
real mahogany.
maybe $2,000, like
Oh,
10
boy.
years,
For sure you
10
paid
years
at
ago or
least
something.
$2,000.
Like that.
For an
Wow.
outdoor set? Probably.
Yeah.
That's
What is that? So 10 years depreciation, $250 is not bad, is it?
Well, that's bad for depreciating.
But
actually. That's,
but furniture usually depreciates
for
to
them
nothing,
to buy it,
right?
like they got a great.
They
deal,
got a
I
great
would say.
deal.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
probably could have sold that for $500.
You guys
Now-
are really not really inspiring
Now-
me.
Sorry,
anymore.
man.
I did type James Duthie into the Kijiji search engine.
Okay.
Okay.
A autographed copy of the guy on the left,
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
This is good.
currently listed for $50.
$50.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Because I had a guy tell me he bought an autographed copy of one of my other books. I think it was Day I Almost Killed Two Gretzky's in a bin for $1.50.
Oh, geez.
Autographed.
Oh,
That's not.
That's unfair. That was a good
that's
book.
not-
that's
too.
a good book.
To our
Very good book.
listeners, if you want Jimmy's autograph, Kijiji, $50.
So maybe I don't. I'll end up going on there and buying it for $75. I have 1,000 copies at home. So anyway, I'm going to I'll update you on my Kijij because I'm going to get into it. We got a lot of stuff.
Okay.
You're a
I got
seller.
some art.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy, you think it's smart to tell people that when they show up, they can
Yeah.
still negotiate the
Oh,
price
okay.
going forward?
No, this is the new me will be boom. What it is, what it
Ruthless.
is. It's like you buy a car right now because of the supply chain issues. You're buying the sticker price. There's no negotiations
there isn't.
anymore on cars.
Yeah.
Even at McAlpine Ford?
Even at McAlpine Ford, minutes north of the 407, come visit Peter and his team. Because there's just too many people that want cars.
I want a cut, by the way. I'm teeing these things up for you
you
pretty
really
good.
are.
Yeah,
Peter
it's
never,
true. Should at least give him a car.
At least one.
I wrote Bob McKenzie into a McAlpine ad that I'm doing right now, but he doesn't. I don't know if I have to pay him. Here's a thing. Do I have to pay Bob? He makes a cameo.
Yes.
I'm doing these new Instagram McAlpine ads that are going to appear that you're going to do. I have to pay Bob for his
Bob
cameo.
doesn't work for free.
Well,
No,
but he volunteered to do it
But
for
is Bob
me.
using his account to tweet it back out or post
Wait
it
a second.
again?
Cindy's going to be listening to this probably.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well.
I better give Bob the money.
Yeah, you better
better
give
make
Bob
sure.
Throw Bob the money. Maybe
You
a
have to
little.
pay.
Maybe a gift card.
a gift card. Yeah.
A
You
gift
don't
card.
have to pay Bob, you have to pay Cindy. What about a couple of margaritas thrown in there, maybe?
That's true, although
You know what I
you've
mean?
done some margarita stuff
That's
for him.
true.
That's a good point. There's a little pro quid quo. What was it? The Trump thing? Pro quid. What is it again? Pro.
Quid
pro
pro
quo.
quo. Quid
pro quo.
See, I was trying to put the pro first, and that screwed me up.
Quid pro quo.
No, prid.
Quid pro quo.
Quid
pro quo.
Quid
pro quo.
Weimara
pro quo.
edit point.
Say it.
Quid pro quo.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
What's that mean?
I just use barter. How
Means
about that?
you give me something, I give you something.
Yeah, it's
But
barter.
what language?
That would be Latin, I think.
Back in the day, it'd be like, here's 6 beaver felts, and you give me some wood, right, for the fire. You know what I mean?
What are we talking about?
I was gonna say.
Or more
Wood and
likely,
beavers.
it would be more likely like you give me your wife or your
Yeah, listen
daughter.
to that.
Probably that's probably the way it works.
The BC version of indecent proposal.
That's right.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yes, here
Yeah.
we go.
It's the pumping music.
Haven't tried it yet. Has anybody tried it yet?
I don't know where to find
trying to
the
get
track.
Brooksy into say for the good of the pod, we should try this. Don't you think?
Oh,
I'm sure it'll go over well.
my buddy works at Canopy.
Canopy
was-
Growth,
yeah.
the pod company.
Yeah, they got new gummies out
Okay.
that are of a sexual nature. They're basically like aphrodisiacs.
What are
aphrodisiacs.
you gonna say? You had enough trouble with quid
Wow.
pro
I
quo.
know. And so like they get you going.
Really?
Both the man and the woman.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I wonder if you chew these things when you hear it. Do you hear that song, Stuff?
Oh, for sure.
Do you
Yeah,
have
maybe
it
so.
like?
I haven't sampled it yet.
Does he?
He says it's
Validated?
Yeah, he says it's awesome.
All right. Does it still have the? So it has.
It has
the
THC.
THC.
Yeah.
But a
C-
sexual
CBD.
variety of it.
But there's it's and they have like, funny names and stuff.
Why don't we all the four of us do it before we do a pod one day?
Wow.
That will be great.
Lester, Lester, why don't you sit a little closer?
You're right. You are a generous lover.
Welcome to episode 3.
Is it?
Yes, it is already.
Yeah, we're
big
well into the
zeros
season.
and
At least season 9.
Halfway through.
Halfway through the season on the Rubber Boots podcast.
Merry Christmas.
If you just started watching, or if you're one of our potential sponsors in the bidding war, listening,
It's getting ugly.
They're probably saying, "What the hell is going? What have we gotten ourselves into?" on
Can
this
it be
thing?
growth? Would they be a good sponsor?
Yes,
They would be.
That would be excellent. Or Kijiji.
Kijiji.
Hi, this is the Rubber Boot Podcast for Kijiji.
We just sell stuff on the podcast.
And I could but I could validate it. Hey, I'm James Duthie, and I use Kijiji on a regular basis.
And you were not hurt,
Like
or killed.
Bryan Hayes with the Jiffy app.
Yes,
I'm
changed
Bryan
my
Hayes.
life.
Bryan Hayes is the
laziest person.
Yeah,
ever.
we've realized if you, and for people outside, I don't know if you hear this outside the Toronto market, Bryan Hayes is a fantastic host on Overdrive, and he does ads for the Jiffy app. If you're unfamiliar with the Jiffy app where you can book like a guy to come do a little job at your house, clean out the gutters,
Done.
fix the toilet, fix the dishwasher,
Yeah.
the Jiffy app. I also downloaded the Jiffy app. I'm going to try it, and we'll see if it works. Jiffy is not sponsoring this podcast, so
Yet.
maybe we should just beep out Jiffy every time we say it. So Bryan Hayes does these ads all the time, and he has to have the testimonials in every single ad.
course.
And I really don't know if they're written for him if he actually does this because he uses the Jiffy app a lot.
Oh, it makes him
He's like-
sound like the laziest person that has
like,
ever
indeed.
existed.
On the weekend, my washer and dryer broke down. I called the Jiffy app guy. He came over. It was great, blah, 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 blah. And he sells the Jiffy app. But yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
It turns out I didn't turn it on.
Yeah. Last week, he's like, the light bulb went out in my child's room. I called the guy on the Jiffy app. He came in, replaced that light bulb real fast. Problem solved. He's like, seems like the laziest man known to
laziest
mankind.
person.
My wife left the cap off my toothpaste. I called the guy from the Jiffy app, put the cap back on the toothpaste. Everything was great. Download the Jiffy app. Where the hell was I going with that? I don't know. Let's get on with the show. Should we do Jimmy Summer Adventures?
Sure.
Oh,
All right.
It is almost winter.
Jimmy Summer Adventures, what can we say? He played golf with the boys just about every single day. He had a good time and everything was fine. So I guess you could say the summer was a beauty.
Should I do multiple choice again, or should we just
Multiple
get into
choice.
it?
Multiple choice, I love it.
Well, it's kind of the same
I wanna-
choices as last
I wanna
week.
fir-
no, you,
I don't remember any.
we buried the lead.
I
You
want to
actually had-
debate what we listened to
Yes,
first.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, what was last week? Is that the last week when I did the car thing?
Yeah, don't tell the car one again. Or maybe.
Everything I do is a nightmare so far. The first one was like losing the luggage, and then you guys made fun of me for.
Okay, I'm gonna throw out an
right.
audible. How about the one about losing the phone at the bottom of the seat? I'd
See,
like
that's-
that.
my life's not a disaster. You're making my life
I-
seem like a disaster.
I would like to hear the phone story as
I
well.
would like to
much
hear
more than the
Yeah.
golf story that me
Yes.
and Lester are
All
not
right,
part
so
of.
We've heard
in the
we've heard
end,
enough golf stories.
in the end,
we-
you want to hear the phone story. now.
Yeah.
Okay. Remind me though. I had another catfishing incident happen this summer too. So just remind me next week, maybe. Okay. Remember the catfishing bots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a next level one. I don't know if I shared it with you, Puffy, or not. It was an interesting one. Anyway, we'll get to that next week. It's a teaser. Well, why don't I just cover all of Europe together?
Okay.
Because the phone thing is not that fascinating a story, more idiocy on my part. But we went to, did I explain on episode 1 when we were talking about the lost luggage why I went to Croatia? My sister sold a
Yes, you
house,
did.
bought a boat.
Yes.
I
No,
took-
you didn't explain that part.
Oh,
You explained
okay.
the part that you were trying to film content for TSN.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Well, with Canada plays Croatia, obviously at the World Cup, so I was doing some little interviews with Croatian footy fans. Unfortunately, most of them are at the bottom of the Adriatic Sea as part of the story. But my sister, Merity, my older sister, God love her, salt of the earth, one of the best humans alive, she retired this year with her husband,
Oh,
Dave.
nice.
And they sold their house that Dave basically built by hand in Ottawa. He's a handyman, unlike
Yeah.
me. He does not need the Jiffy app.
Jiffy is not.
Jiffy's not the.
And they sold the house and bought a catamaran.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now are they both sailors?
Dave is a sailor.
Yeah.
They used to own a sailboat when they lived in BC, but this is a whole different cup of tea. This is like life
Yeah.
on a boat. And so they flew over to France where their boat got built, and they picked up their boat.
Oh,
and
so
they-
it was a brand new boat.
brand new catamaran. You sort of pick your design for it and whatever, and they started sailing around Europe, and that's what they're going to do with their lives. Now they're done now because the season's over. They're going to leave their boat there. They're going to sail around for a couple more years, and then they'll cross the ocean, which sounds really crazy to me. And then they'll just be like snowbirds, where they sail it around the Caribbean in the winter, and then come home for the summer.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so Brooksy and I, we head on over, and we jump on the boat, And I was, Brooksy, we were nervous about the boat because, I don't know, about living on a boat for a week.
Now, how big are we talking in this boat?
It's like a 42-foot catamaran. So in the what do you call them? The pontoons?
The hull?
The hull? Yeah.
I don't know. I think
On
so.
each, there's 2 hulls, and one had the master bedroom and their own bathroom, and then the other one had 2. So 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms on the boat?
And 3 bathrooms.
So this is not the SS Minnow.
But little bedrooms.
Oh,
right?
that's
like you
still
basically
amazing.
have the bed.
Okay.
And then there's a little tiny bit of room there.
Yeah.
And then the bathrooms are a little tiny little room.
Yeah.
But
you can fully working bathrooms?
yeah, functional bathrooms. Yeah.
Oh, that's
but
awesome.
although the thing that disturbed me,
It just opens up and goes out of the boat.
it just goes into the ocean. Like they dump it at a certain point, but I never knew this
Middle
about
of
the
the
world.
ocean.
It just so all these boats sailing around,
Yeah.
it just go all the stuff just goes out.
They dump their fecal matter into the ocean.
Don't planes do a similar thing?
Do they?
Yes.
Like in the middle of
When
the
they're
sky.
flying
In the
over,
flight?
they let it go,
Yeah,
eh?
Does that
I
really
think so.
happen?
That's what I've heard. I was actually
Imagine
shocked.
you were
That
on a
sounds like an
plane.
urban myth because it could land on your house or like
No,
walking
it's
down
over the
street.
ocean.
Over the ocean, they
I'll
do
get
it.
a pilot in here right
So
now.
the
No, but
ocean-
that's what I think I saw it on a show where stuff flew into someone's house. And
The
that's how
ocean
they-
truly is like the world's
toilet?
toilet. Like that's horrible that we do that. But I
Think
guess
of all the animals in the ocean that are doing that.
But I guess if you think about human waste, and I don't really want
serves
to get
them right,
bogged down
Puffy.
by this, most human waste is just stuff that's going to deteriorate as
Yeah,
much as
yeah.
it's disgusting for us. Right?
It should dissolve. Yes.
Like all the animals are doing their stuff too, like you say, in the ocean. I only realized this when I went to Venice. I went to Venice on my honeymoon in '99, and they told me that up until the last, 20 years, 30 years, I'll get this wrong, there was no septic system in Venice, that everything that just went right into the canals.
Oh my God! No wonder those.
Which kind of ruins your...
Oh yeah.
Yo soy amigo, I smell like a poopy. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of disgusting. So she said that it actually happens often in the marinas. So she always said, don't swim in the marinas.
Oh.
Because of that. So there's your little lesson.
So the internet does say planes do, on occasion, scatter raw sewage as they fly. They've been doing so since the early days of aviation.
Wow. The Wright brothers were up there just tossing bags out.
The early ones, I wouldn't be surprised if your bricks up there.
But we were worried about sleeping there. You're going to be all like,
Oh yeah.
bouncing
So
up and
just
down.
to be clear, you never. I mean, obviously it's a different situation, but you've never been on a cruise.
I've never been on a cruise.
Okay.
I never slept on a
boat.
I don't think in my life.
Neither have I.
I've never done it.
Neither have I. Maybe fell asleep on a ferry once. A boat ferry.
Oh, that's
Just- see, yeah,
Well, that
right
was
away.
3.
I had a 5-minute nap on a ferry. That's pretty much
That
the
counts.
same.
No, from BC, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Victoria to Vancouver. Yeah.
I took some ferries over there when we were going to meet the boat. I took a couple of ferries in Croatia. But the weird thing about the ferries in Croatia, they didn't let you outside. Like those ferries in BC, you're walking all over the
Outside,
place.
you can see it's
So
beautiful.
you're in beautiful Croatia. You can't go outside the ferry.
Really?
I don't know if they're worried about people jumping off.
Was it,
waves
was it a
maybe?
COVID thing? I guess not.
No, you can't go outside when the ferry's on. You're stuck inside. So boat was amazing.
So
Bottom line was
were
the
they
boat
like
was
taking
amazing.
you out where you would be out at sleeping in the middle of the ocean?
Well, no, you
Overnight?
go into like it can get rough, right? You go
Yeah.
you have either dock at the marina, or you find a little bay,
Okay.
and so there's mooring.
Yeah.
So some little bays have little mooring things. So they have mooring basically means you're tied to shore with a rope, and then you're tied to like a moor out in the thing. So
Yeah.
these guys have businesses where they have a little bay. Maybe they have one little building with a restaurant, and they have a boat that moor there every night, or you can anchor. That's the third thing.
Yeah.
So we never actually anchored. We moored a couple of nights and we marina'd a few nights. But I loved it. I was like a deckhand.
Were you?
Yeah, and when you come into the marina, you got to do all this stuff. You got to throw the rope. They got to moor the rope, and I felt like a real deckhand.
Good job.
I felt good.
Nice. Nice.
So my third day in Croatia, we were moored. So we were going to go into Hvar, which is a beautiful place in Croatia. Highly recommend you guys get to Hvar. So you take a little dinghy. All the boats have a dinghy. My sister and brother-in-laws, they have a little dinghy named Pinecone, and we're going along the dinghy, and I'm wearing, and this is going to be, I hope Lululemon never sponsors us, because this is an indictment of Lululemon. Lululemon pants, shorts, sweatpants, do not have deep enough pockets.
Yes.
This is a pure indictment of Lululemon. I was wearing these gray Lululemon shorts.
Yeah.
I don't really think about it. I had my phone in my pocket, right? Cruising along, just having a conversation. and you're sitting on the edge of the dinghy. This was really dumb on my part, and we hit a rogue wave.
Yeah.
And-
Rogue wave. I always love those.
And by that I mean like it was about a foot and a half. Like I wanted to lie when I lost my phone, especially when I had to write Nicole, who like I'd just gotten a new phone 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Nicole's our Mr. Wolf, our fixer, and I said that I started to write the note, and I said that there was a dolphin got stuck in a fishing net, and I dove in to save it. and I lost my phone. And then I figured she wouldn't buy that, so I called it a rogue wave. It was really about a foot and a half high, probably a boat wave, but it bounced me like a foot in the air.
Yeah.
And I didn't have time to like use my flag football skills to like.
Yeah.
I felt the phone go.
Yeah.
And then I landed, and I was like, "Is that my phone?" And I turned around, and by that time, it's
gone.
It's gone.
in
You're
the
moving
water.
along in a boat. It's at the bottom of the Adriatic, and it's a sinking feeling because there's no point in going back.
No
chance.
There's no like it's gone in a second. Like
Yeah.
other places, you drop your phone, you might break your phone, you might go back and find your phone, you lose your phone. This phone's gone.
Although
It's gone
the phones now are way better because I fell in the ocean this summer with my phone in my pocket.
Rogue wave.
No, three of us
Alcohol.
were on a jet ski, and it was meant for two, and we tipped. So I went in the water, and my phone was obviously soaked, but it survived.
Okay,
Oh,
but
really? Okay.
that's different than it was probably 400 feet deep where we were.
Well, I'm not saying you're gonna get that phone back, but
Yeah, what was it going to do? Dive? Like turn around?
if you had dove immediately,
no, the
and
phone.
found
The phone
it,
doesn't float for a second, does
Now,
it?
was it salt water?
yeah, salt water.
Yes.
It's probably actually still floating. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have
water's heavier than the phones,
1,500 missed calls.
No, this like seriously, the
Yeah,
phone
no.
would sink right away.
not in the Adriatic.
Not
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Of course it would. It's like a big piece of.
No.
Look, hold your phone. That phone is going straight down.
No, it would go like
There's
this.
not a
It would
second
go
of
like this.
buoyancy.
Go like this.
No, you get a little buoyancy.
You get a little buoyancy. It's
If
not
it
Get
was-
a mini boing.
If
not
it
a-
was the Dead Sea,
It's not,
be
it's not
fine.
an anvil, Jimmy. You know, it's not an anvil.
I think it was an animal.
I think it's unfortunate.
But bottom line, like I'm 15 yards past. What are my chances of knowing exactly where? I had no chance.
No chance. No, it's over.
Not,
And then it was a very helpless feeling because I was doing work over there.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
I was filming stuff for TSN on my phone. And it was also the last week of September when it's close to hockey season and you get
Yeah.
a million emails a day. And then I tried to get a hold of our IT department, which is
They were
the
they're in
other side
India.
of the world.
Well, they were in
Well,
India.
they were probably closer to you at that
Actually,
time.
they
so-
were.
And we have this,
Local call.
At least it was the same time zone.
we have this thing called webmail where
Yes.
you can log on from home. You guys are aware of it. I don't know why I'm talking to you like you don't know.
We have this thing at work called email, guys.
So I phone IT. I can't get onto my webmail
Yeah.
because I don't have my password, and I keep my password in my phone
You were done.
because I'm an idiot. And they could not figure out how to get me onto webmail. They gave me a new password and everything, but nothing worked because you need two-step verification,
Yes.
which comes to your phone as
It's
well.
just, it's bad.
So I couldn't, for the next 7 days, I had no contact with the world.
Yeah.
And Brooksy had her phone. So I think I was able to email one of my bosses. She had like Mike Lane's number,
Yeah.
or Billy's maybe. And I said, hey, if you really need to get me, contact this number. So I knew the world wasn't falling apart.
Yeah.
But have you ever gone on like a week with no email, no text, no nothing? A week, like 7 full days.
Not in a
the
long
80s.
time.
Yeah. It's in the 80s all the time.
Once,
No Twitter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no nothing.
That wouldn't bother me. Just the being out
No,
of
that part.
contact.
So the point I'm getting to is there was about 24 hours of anxiety withdrawal, like the
Yeah.
drug
Oh my
addict,
God, my phone, my
drug
phone.
addict
Yeah,
twitches,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I got over it, and it was kind of like it was incredibly kind of liberating.
Freeing.
And now?
Well, now I'm back
You're
on.
back.
Yeah,
You're
it's-
back.
Now I'm back on. But the moment when I got the new phone, when I got back, like there was terror that I had missed, like important things in life, right?
People were trying to get a hold
It's a
of
good
you.
thing I wasn't on Kijiji. Then I would have been
Imagine.
all the
All
offers,
these-
all the
Lost
offers I
another
would have missed. It.
$50.
Yeah, so but it was liberating, and this I saw so much. Like for instance, when we were moored one day, I got up early and just sat on the front of the boat to myself. And when you're moored, like the other boats are quite close to you. Like you have to
Okay.
put those buoys down between the boats so they don't like they.
Oh, they're that close.
Well, they're moored like probably 15 feet apart, but the
they
wind
can
blows
get-
you
Oh,
together.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gotta have a.
And the
buffer.
2 women on the boat next to me were showering naked. Like 6 a.m. as I sat on the boat, and they did not care whatsoever that I was there.
So you
Austrian.
where do you? Oh,
Austrians.
they don't care over that part of the world.
No.
Where do you shower on the boat? Is it like outdoor shower?
There is a shower in there, but I never showered in the shower in the bathroom because they have a limited amount of water.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want to like use their water. So basically there was a shower on the front of the boat, and at the marinas we would shower. They had nice showers at the marinas.
So where were the Austrian women showering?
They were just showering using a hose at the front of their boat.
Oh wow!
And they were hosing each other. Like it sounded very
Sounds erotic.
6 a.m.?
porno kind of.
That's very erotic.
It's
They were trying to get you to come over.
in my mind. This one song was playing over and over again as I watched them.
Yes,
See it
Inga.
now.
Inga, I like that water very much.
Yeah, they weren't. They weren't like super attractive. I'm sure lovely people.
Yeah.
but the Europeans, they're just very different from us, aren't they? But they
Very different.
Uninhibited in some ways.
Yes, very much so.
very uninhibited. Now, what's not good when you're mooring is like we had this Swiss boat next to us, and it was like 10 guys.
The Swiss.
10 guys, and they drank and sang till like.
Oh my god.
It's amazing.
But they're very prideful. Like the songs were like "Viva la Suisse," right? Like if we were out on the boat, we'd be singing, Taylor Swift or the Tragically Hip at 3:00 in the morning, and their songs all seem to be like Swiss war songs.
Okay.
We beat the Nazis.
Switzerland.
Canada is next.
What was that?
But they're neutral.
Like just in general, Europeans. Like first, like the bidet, right? The bidet is the bidet we should have brought over here long ago. I think we talked about that on a previous episode. Ask who's our episode?
Morrison.
Sean Morrison. Sean, did we talk
I'm
about
sure
the
we
bidet?
did.
We
feel
talked
like
about
did.
it. I remember it was the Cup final in St. Louis
What?
where
You had a bidet?
we had bidets. Maybe we didn't talk about it, but that was
St. Louis had bidets?
the hotel in St. Louis had bidets, and it was like
Missouri?
everyone,
The places that
everyone
water
had a
on
bidet.
they all were loving it, and I was like, that's not for me. It's not for
Darren Drager must.
everyone
I think.
else was.
I think Darren.
me. You know who loved Lanny loved it.
Lanny loved the bidet.
Yeah, he loved it.
Drake's brings around these scented wipes or something that he says he uses.
He
that-
uses baby
Very
wipes.
strange. I think he's got some issues with the plumbing.
he brings
He needs the Jiffy app.
He does.
Oh, that poor Jiffy guy.
That wouldn't be as good.
come on, man.
That would be a priceless read, though.
Well, listen, to bring it full
I'm
circle.
Darren Drager for the Jiffy app.
Yeah.
I had some issues down below last week. Sorry.
To bring it full circle, your phone is at the bottom of the Adriatic in
Yeah.
a pile of
That is true.
That's the looper right there.
The looper.
No, but some other stuff like Europe does well, like customs, for instance. I fly in from Vienna to Croatia, a little airport in Split, Croatia, not a big one whatsoever. And we were the last flight of the night. We got in like 10 o'clock at night. The airport was empty. As soon as we walked in, I felt like the airport was closed. There's nobody there. We walk in the door, and there's maybe 20 people on the flight. 5 customs agents, boom, 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 at their spots.
Yep.
And the customs people never ask questions over there. They just like grab your passport, stamp it through. They don't go through all the stuff we do in Canada. What are you doing? Where were you? Like people could just lie anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
So boom, just get you through there and get you into your country so you can appreciate your country.
Yeah.
Second of all, when we were leaving, same airport, Croatia, no like Air Canada place to go check your bags or WestJet or wherever.
It's just anywhere.
Anywhere. And thus, you know how you'll go to an airport sometimes and let's say your flight has 300 people in line, but WestJet, Delta, United is all empty. They don't work for any airline. So there's 20 people up there and you can just go, so there's 0 lines.
That's good. That's good.
Right? And they just tag your bags with whatever airline you boom and it goes to the back in the same place. That makes sense.
But did you find did you lost your luggage?
I
on
didn't
your-
lose it there.
No, so you didn't lose it there. So you lost it where it was actually more organized.
Uh-huh.
So maybe
Right.
let's go to this system.
Organized where the
Interesting.
people are, more pressured because the lines are all
Yeah.
long. This place, busy time, still end of the summer. There was, never more than like 3 people in any of the lines.
Look at the Croatians.
Smart. Those smart Croatians, they're
Smart
good. They
Croatians.
get it,
Very smart.
right? It's weird.
And so what if they let anyone into the country?
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll
I
never
mean, what are the
backfire.
chances? Things are going to be fine. I'm out on a boat. Nobody's going to get me.
Exactly.
So that was it. Wonderful trip. We went to Paris as well. Yeah, it didn't go so well.
Really?
Because Brooksy, it was the end of the trip. I was, we'd been on the boat the whole time, which is a little,
Yeah.
It was not romantic.
It was actually. It's just, you're your sister's in the other hull.
Yeah.
The Austrians and the Swiss are next to you singing. It's just
Yeah.
bouncing around a little bit. Paris, I said to the concierge, give me a nice Italian restaurant. Paris, it's freaking Paris.
Yeah.
They sent us to basically the Paris equivalent of the Olive Garden.
Oh, really?
And Brooksy, I think that sucked the mood right out of it,
Yeah.
right
Well,
out of
listen.
it.
With all due respect, maybe we should ask for French cuisine. Yeah. Maybe they were pissed off at you and they wanted to teach you a lesson.
I don't know if this is Paris. Paris, I don't think maybe doesn't have the best food. French cuisine in general, not my thing. But I think Paris, I've been to Paris a couple times now, and I've never had great meals in Paris. Maybe our listeners could write in. Paris, overrated?
I went to the McDonald's on the Champs-Élysées.
The Champs-Élysées?
Yeah, it's white. It's like, I don't know if you saw it. At least it was when
That's
I was
where we were staying, close to the Champs-Élysées, which I don't think is the best part because it's very commercial
very
and just
touristy,
all this.
Did you have a Mac Royale?
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Yeah. Paris was good.
The only celebrity it's the only celebrity we saw on our whole trip. It was Fashion Week in Paris.
Oh,
so
my God,
there must have been people there.
Did you see Kanye?
Oh
God.
We saw some girl walking out of a clear party, and it was Christine from Selling Sunset.
Oh.
Have you watched Selling Sunset, which is a big Netflix show where they sell $100 million homes in LA? And she's the villain on the show.
Yeah, I know who she is, yeah.
But there were actually a mob of people going gaga over this woman, and I was like, "What the hell?
Yeah,
this is where we are now."
They're pretty big.
Oh boy.
The Selling Sunset women.
Modern day celebrity confuses me.
Stoff, I'm going to turn the podcast over to you because you prepped us
two.
with. Holy crap! We 4 o'clock. Yeah, we got. Once again, we got no time left. So wait till we get to all this stuff next week. Though. Okay, let's get to some of it. Go ahead, Stoff.
All right, we'll get to some of it.
We would have been done on time, except Lester was in traffic.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry again. McCown Road was terrible.
It was terrible.
Don't make excuses. Be on time.
Plus, we had technical issues.
Blame McCown Road. Let's do the things I saw on Twitter.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
And you can't do things that I saw on Twitter without talking a little Elon Musk.
Oh, yes.
Is he going to start charging us to do this segment?
Oh, my God.
Possibly. That's down the road. As of right now, he's floating the idea out there of charging $20 a month for the verified sticker.
Right.
The verified blue check mark.
Yeah.
And
Are you verified?
I am not.
Are you verified?
I'm not on Twitter, so
Are you not on the Twitter at all?
No. Lester quit Twitter.
can't stand it.
No. I am not verified.
But is anyone, don't you have to be reasonably famous?
No, so you had to
Jimmy's
be
verified.
originally. Afterwards, though, they made it relatively easy
it's
that
pretty easy.
normal people could get verified. You just had to
But
prove-
what
you
I
provide
never
your ID,
understood
basically.
the reason for being verified.
So people know that it's actually you.
yeah, but who cares? I think
For some celebrities, that's definitely.
I get it for
important.
celebrities,
Businesses
maybe,
as well.
for celebrities, but for a regular person, it was so exciting for them to get verified. It's who really cares?
Because they feel
I-
like there's someone. I think that's
Maybe,
the-
yeah.
I agree. Apparently, if you're trying to grow your thing, that verified accounts get boosted and promoted more, I guess.
You go in more people's timelines and stuff like that as well.
Oh, okay.
But I
It's
didn't
all
even think
about
you appeared
branding.
in someone's timeline unless they followed you.
I think maybe you're more likely to get cross.
Twitter's a mess now because you get replies of people in time. Like if I was to reply to you, Puffy,
Yeah.
I think that reply now goes to all
As long
my
as
followers or
people
something.
follow both of you
Oh,
guys,
okay.
it won't
I
just go
I
to
get
yours.
confused.
But yeah.
See, I usually DM people for the sake of not clogging up their Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
If I,
Smart.
That's why you DM. I
Yeah.
get it. That's why I DM too.
Now, so anyway, with this verification thing, a lot of people, such as Jimmy, are threatening to leave Twitter.
Oh, you are, Jimmy.
I'm not saying. I'm saying
I haven't
people
publicly
who,
threatened.
I'm saying people who are verified. Like
I
Jimmy
guess I
are
am now.
threatening.
Of that ilk, yes.
I
But my
would.
other thing
I'm
is,
not
but
paying
why
$20.
would- I
Are you
understand.
kidding
No,
me?
no, no. But they can't make you pay $20. Why would you leave strictly if they just take your check mark away?
I wouldn't.
Okay, that's what. Because a lot of people are saying they're going to leave the platform, which to me means it's just because you no longer
the
feel.
prestige
Yeah,
of
like
the-
there was a prestige to go along with it. You can just be
But
on
like,
the app like
but if
everybody
like
else.
everyone's deleted their Twitter in the world, would Twitter all of a sudden just become worth nothing?
Yes.
Yes.
So could we
It
just
would-
cost
the
Elon
va-
Musk $44 billion?
It does, but are you going to be able to get everyone in line to do that?
But why wouldn't everyone just do it? Be like, well, we don't like you can just
Because
do.
there's way more evil and powerful people out there that we all didn't band together to screw over. So
No, but I mean,
don't
this
think we
seems
do
to
it.
be the easiest way we could screw. Like,
no, because people use Twitter for business. So let's say 50% of Twitter leaves, that the other 50 is still going to hold on because it has a value to them.
Yeah, but it's
still
going to be
push-
devalued.
It will be
by
devalued
50%.
to a degree, but still,
Yeah.
but they're also
what?
they're now more likely to be noticed because half the creators are gone as well.
Maybe.
Can we just start up like Witter or something? You know,
Shitter.
You can.
Shitter.
Yeah.
try.
I don't know. Like there's sometimes Elon scares me a little bit, but that's
Listen,
that's a whole
I
other
told you
thing.
guys before he bought Twitter that I was not a fan of his. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to get? Well, you know, he tweeted, not to get in all newsy, but he tweeted some conspiracy theory about that attack on Nancy Pelosi's
Yeah,
husband, which
yeah.
was later deleted, but it wasn't a really good start to being the sole owner of Twitter.
It
I would
definitely
say.
was showing that free speech is alive and well. You can say whatever you want on there now.
Which leads to some more stuff about conspiracy theories and such, stuff.
Yes, I do hear. Okay, so we'll start with this lady. Basically, every year there's someone saying that, watch out for edibles, watch out for this or that.
Oh, Halloween, you mean?
On Halloween,
How
yes.
was Halloween for
Trick your-
everybody? Good Halloween?
I was at home in the basement with my lights off, so it was fine.
Sounds special.
I did not give out
Way to
candy.
celebrate.
Now, Lester,
I had the
while you were
lights-
doing that, was this music playing?
No.
We had for the second straight year 0 children.
Serious?
Wow,
Zero
zero?
children.
It was from my experience around our neighborhood, and even drive because we had kids at hockey
Or
practice.
it's kind of a rainy night.
but it was
Miserable night.
the numbers were down. It was about half full. Like
Yeah, it
we
was
had
a
our
ra-
street was busy for about 45 minutes, and then it was like
Yeah,
dead way earlier.
That's
than
how
normal.
ours was. But I'll say we've lived there 8 years now. I think this was our second most
Okay,
active.
good.
But
We have so few children
So
that we
many
can
candies left
tailor
over
our candy to the children that we have on the street. Hey, Brooks and I went to the store and said, okay, Charlotte will probably come down. Let's get Charlotte this and this for the
Oh,
candy.
really?
And then she never showed up.
Wow.
So Charlotte ruined freaking Halloween.
You should have went to
Now,
our house.
are you like a
Shut up.
full chocolate bar house?
Well, that's what we did in this case. I said Charlotte
you
because
got
I
it.
love the full chocolate bars. Full chocolate bars, cans of pops. Those were the big houses
Cans
when
of
I was a
pop.
kid.
Wow.
Chips
Oh,
was
yeah.
way
I didn't
down.
like the
No.
cans of pop because
No.
it would weigh you down.
Yeah, but it just felt like you were getting some substantial.
Do you guys
back in
all
the
have
day.
that orange pumpkin, the plastic pumpkin you put your candy in when you're
Oh
kids?
yeah, when I was
Yeah,
little.
kid,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, those were cool.
You wanted to do a Halloween candy draft last
tried
week.
to
We
organize
didn't do
Yeah.
it. So let's just pick the one thing you love to get the most in the Halloween candy, and I'll just go first. It was the Reese's peanut butter cups. It's an obvious one, but
Really?
there's nothing better. You?
I'm Rockets. I got all the Rockets. the kids
Really?
got.
No, bang on. That's
Instant
the number
cavities.
one for me. Rockets. Yeah.
Never. I didn't even like rockets. I would throw
My
away the
kids
rockets.
were giving me
I'd
the
trade
Rockets.
the rockets.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
You stuff?
The Wunderbar.
Wunderbar.
Very good as well.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's good.
Milk chocolate arrow is up there for me too.
Yeah, I like Arrow.
Yeah.
Mars bar. I had a few of those last
Did
night.
anyone
Mars,
ever
bar,
eat?
Mars bars cold are good.
Who ate
Cold.
coffee?
Cold
Who
Mars
ate
bars.
Coffee Crisp?
I used to at one point.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
What do you name a chocolate bar after coffee? How does that get kids into
No
it?
good.
That's how you get kids into coffee.
It's true. It's
Very
all-
true.
Did it have caffeine in it? Did the Coffee Crisp have
Tim
the
Horton
caffeine?
always
It
thinking.
tasted a little bit like coffee.
It did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why I hated it. It's disgusting. Anyway, sorry, you were talking about some woman being on Twitter who was propagating some.
Well, yeah, she was just trying
Halloween
to
thing.
warn people out there, James, that there are dangers in people's candies. So why don't we just let her take it away?
Okay.
You get a bag like this at Halloween, do not take it. It's fentanyl. It'll kill you.
Drug dealers, a lot of times, they want to sell their drugs.
Well, not if they're coming over here to destroy our country.
And then so the drug dealers have houses that the kids will come and knock on the door on, and then they'll give that to them?
I'm thinking that's how it's going to happen, yeah.
So drug dealers would be giving away...
Not drug dealers, the illegals that are here.
Yes. Yeah.
They just crossed because Biden has our border wide open.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Okay, so the illegals that have houses that then the kids are coming to knock on the illegals' houses, doors and they're drug dealers that are giving the children their drugs.
Look at Fox News. All you got to do is watch an episode of Fox News.
And Fox News will tell you that
it's coming across our borders. It's going into our playground.
And they're going to be giving it away during Halloween.
Yes.
I don't know if it was on one of the tweets you sent, Stoff, or if I saw it somewhere else, that all the stuff the razor blade stuff that we would get scared about on Halloween and stuff inside candy, that since 1958, there are 0 validated reports of any child getting anything bad in their Halloween candy.
Really?
1958 in the world.
In the world.
The world. Well, maybe that was a
Even
US
Transylvania.
thing. That was maybe a US thing. I don't know. That report's Transylvania. So all those things were myths. And this, I'm sorry, lady. It's just, and it gets worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, there's another lady who has even nuttier beliefs.
You think Biden is not alive right now?
No, the guy that's doing the stand-up job of trying to wake people up is an actor wearing a mask. I mean, there's several different people playing Joe Biden at this point. And then when he fell up the stairs going on the airplane, I myself think that was Jim Carrey. I've heard that he was one of them.
He has worn the mask before.
Wait. Yeah. You think that Jim Carrey was wearing a mask and was the acting president?
And being silly by falling up the stairs 3 different times.
To send us a message that it was Jim Carrey.
James Woods also, I think, is one of
James
the doppelganger mask-wearing people.
Yeah.
My God.
You might be onto something.
Wait, why? How? Where are we in the world that people are buying this stuff?
Do you think people always kind of were like this?
Yes.
But now we just hear
To a
about
degree,
it
To a
because...
degree, but not
we
as
have access
There's
to
also
them.
a much bigger, I think, interest in people weaponizing them as much as they do. Like this is obviously Trump supporters, whatever. On the other side, you also have extremist people who talk this way and whatever. So this isn't like a political view. The problem is now both political parties in the States go after these particular people because these are their little foot soldiers and they're very easy to brainwash.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably around 10% of the population. The rest, the 90 of us we're in conflict over stuff like this where, there's really very little truth to any of it. And it's basically, they're just trying to brainwash people who are easy to brainwash, and they'll literally repeat stuff that sounds insane.
Yeah.
But the general level of dumbness, has it always been this way? And as social media, like you say, just exposed it? Because have you seen you go on TikTok, there's a number of people that go out and ask very simple questions to people and they can't get the answers. I came across one today, and it's a young guy asking people in a crowd, so how many days are there in a year? And the guy's like, I think 200. Right, and then the guy goes, correct, right? Yeah. And then the next girl, he says, what state is Arizona in? And she's like, Hawaii.
Oh my God!
And these are endless.
Yeah.
Close.
And
got the country right.
And you say to yourself, where's our education? Like, how can this be? These are grown ass adults, like 20-year-old people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do think that is.
Were people always this dumb?
I think there's always been dumb people for sure.
There's always been dumb people, but now we expose them.
Yeah, we
more.
wouldn't have unless you were around dumb people. You wouldn't.
Well, think about it too, guys. In the age that we live in,
because that's 4 people who are kind of dumb on this podcast, but we're
really geniuses.
We're smart dumb though.
But think about the age
we know there's
live in.
400 years.
You don't have to know anything. Right? You have a phone. If you need to know something, you can Google your phone. So you don't really have to know anything.
But you have to get through school.
You would think, but again.
Yeah, but I don't even know with school
but
now.
I don't think that it's that new of a thing.
I don't think it's that new of a thing, but
there was tons of people who, like, geography, for example, is one thing that when I went to school in Poland up to the 3rd grade, the level of geography we learned in the 3rd grade is so much greater than anything they teach you in high school.
So wait,
here?
in Poland,
That's crazy.
school only goes to the 3rd grade.
And that's it. You graduate and go to work.
Then you go to Scouts.
Then you go to the mill.
That's
you become a deckhand on a ship. Look,
you got to shower naked.
You know, look. I just think, I hate to say this, and this is maybe an unpopular opinion, but I just feel like for the last 20 years, we've been dumbing it down. The level of education and just what people know and want to know.
Wait a second, that's kind of our podcast, though.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, we're having fun
Careful,
here.
don't hurt the brand.
No. But
don't worry, Jimmy. They're too stupid to understand.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, think about where TV went. Like, as far as all these reality shows, for example, all these things that happen, I just think we've really, really dumbed it down to the point where people, don't have the same value as they used to.
But at the same time, there's brilliant there's better TV than there ever has been.
To
before.
Lester's
There's
point,
smarter shows.
Look what rises to the top. To Lester's point,
exactly.
Right. It's the very, at least the best you could call them is the empty shows.
What you see on
the Kardashians,
do you see anything
to an extent? But I think there's a lot of really smart, well-written shows that end up doing really well.
Sure, I have to say,
and there wasn't before though.
Oh, I'm not saying. You were just saying that it's all the dumb shows that do well. I'm saying that
there were. But
I think there's an upkick in terms of the dumb shows. I'll give you one good example. When I was growing up, the channel TLC used to stand for the Learning Channel, and they had actual documentary stuff.
Right,
you
that's
could learn.
what it was about.
And now it's like a woman who has 8 or more children on there 24/7.
Yep.
Right.
90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
Say Yes to the Dress.
So
all these shows.
So I would say the quality of those type of shows, even on a network like that, went way down. Even Discovery Channel, stuff like that.
There's the whole interesting side scrape to that where stations go get a license, like the History Channel. Well, we're going to educate the world about history, and then they'll just air Saving Private Ryan and Titanic.
Okay, listen to that point. I'm
ESPN
sorry.
Classic.
Yeah.
No. Exactly. Game TV. Come on.
What is that?
Game TV.
The game show one?
Yeah, the game show one. They've got movies on there all the time now.
Right.
All movies and different specials.
On the game show now.
I'll be honest with you, I did not know that.
Well, yes. Oh, yes. It's ridiculous. That license that's a joke. I mean, listen, to talk about our business, the CRTC opened it up quite a bit, so you can do whatever you want now, really, right? So,
do you think if TSN ever lost all its sports properties, would we just air like Rocky and Happy Gilmore all day long?
It's happened on dead days, buddy.
Yeah,
we did.
COVID.
We did. We had movie night during COVID for sure.
Right.
You did the old games where it was the Summit Series or stuff. We're doing intermission.
No, that was during the lockout.
During the lockout, and
wonder what's going to happen here. Watch out for Paul Henderson.
We'll talk to the coaches.
Well, that was the evil quizmaster who'd be like, "Hey, when you're doing the intermission, don't give it away." And I'm like, I think we all know what's going to happen here, bud.
Well, I mean,
it's going to end well for Canada.
You should have been breaking news from that era as well.
Well, you had Gretzky on when we did the Summits, the Canada Cup '87, right?
That was cool stuff. Some of it was fun. The frightening thing about that is, like, let's say we aired, I think, the '76 Canada Cup, right? One time, we did every single game, and in my memory, little young boy Jimmy, that was like the greatest hockey in my life, the Canada Cup.
Wow.
And then we aired it, and I'm like, this is terrible. These games are awful.
Well, look.
These guys, it looks like a shinny game.
They wouldn't even make the fourth line, these guys.
No, and the most egregious thing about that game, that third game, is Dale Howardchuk completely hooks
interference.
to the point where it's a 2-on-1 for Gretzky and
so
Lemieux.
No, that's the 87.
No, that's 87. That's 87. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's
but
87.
I'm saying you go back to like the ones in the 70s and such. The hockey is not good.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
So you're like, I'm gonna watch this. This is memories from my childhood. Oh, this is terrible.
It's
okay, what else you got for me, buddy?
What you watching? Just between you and me. What you streaming on your TV? Let me see. What you watching? Action, drama, comedy. What you streaming on your TV?
I am engrossed, and I think you believe you asked the question in your missive about the House of Dragons. I have started the House of Dragons.
Okay.
It came highly recommended from my son Jared and his girlfriend Rachel, who watched the whole thing. We wanted to wait. We like to binge, so I don't like to necessarily go week by week and wait a week.
Oh, this is why you missed Kawhi's shot, right? This was the show.
That was Game of Thrones. Yes, that I missed Kawhi's
Hold on,
shot
did you
for.
watch all of Game of Thrones?
Correct.
Oh, okay, so you'd be excited about this.
Have you? Yeah, I don't think it's as good. Game of Thrones had a lot going on. It's less confusing because it's kind of one storyline, whereas Game of Thrones jumped around like 5 different kingdoms, and it took a couple of years to get oriented. But it's pretty good.
I watched the first 3 episodes because I was like, okay, Game of Thrones is a little bit too ambitious. I'm like, maybe I'll start at the beginning.
Gotta dedicate a winter. You just dedicate a winter.
Okay. But so I tried this one. I only lasted about 3 or 4 episodes, and then I was like,
The House of the Dragons?
Yeah. I was like, eh.
Nah, it was kind of the same, but it's like
I'm sure there was some reveals of somebody came along and people would watch Game of Thrones like, oh my God, that's his great uncle or something, but that I would have missed.
The weird thing about that is a lot of sleeping within families and stuff. It's his uncles with nephews and they betroth. Yeah. Did they really do this in the old times with kings?
I think they're just doing it to save money on actors.
No, but you get they decide in a royal family that this son is going to marry this daughter from another family, prestigious family.
That's how they did it.
But she's 12. And he's 28. And so that's just weird.
Yeah, I mean.
But did that really happen?
Then, yeah.
Royalty. Did it happen? Let's watch the History Channel this week. Oh, no. There will only be Titanic.
That will be Mary plus
watch
8.
The Ground.
Yeah.
Well, the Crown.
Mary K plus 8.
Mary K plus 8.
Yeah, well, although I'll say I don't think Game of Thrones is like a documentary.
No.
Yeah,
on the olden
I know. I'm not thinking. There's dragons. Were there really dragons?
The dragons don't look real.
In the medieval ages, there were dragons, right? Now there, I bet you going back to asking people on the street. I bet you if you went on the street and you said, were there dragons in the medieval ages? That half people would say yes.
I can guarantee you that people believe that.
Gun to your head, though. Dragons exist or not? What do you say?
No,
ever. No. You say they've never existed.
Oh, on Earth or any planet anywhere?
No, on Earth at any time.
No.
I wonder.
Gun to my head, I'm saying there's no dragons.
I don't know.
So you would say yes or I don't know?
I don't know.
Then they shoot you.
Then they would be like, this guy's right.
Well, I mean,
don't know.
Is a pterodactyl a dragon?
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Well, that's right.
Where did we just come up with these?
Well, no, the dragons breathe fire.
Somebody made them up. Somebody somewhere along the way made up
they
dragons.
They look like dinosaurs.
What about unicorns? They look like horses.
Well, have we ever not seen a unicorn?
Wow.
In the olden days, maybe in the prehistoric days, there might have been dragons.
Like the 1800s?
No, like the
90s.
The 0000 before time.
Hey, listen, you never know.
I think dragons might have existed.
But gun to your head, if the other person has the answer, you would guess no, right?
Well, depends if they're wearing a wizard's outfit or something.
There's one way to determine your survival.
Wizards, did they exist?
Wizards definitely exist.
Yeah, Washington.
For sure wizards did.
Wow.
They're not made up.
But wizards that could actually do wizardy things?
Magic.
You know where the wizards came from? Waverly Place.
I don't get that.
Yeah, no, it's
Which is the Waverly
It's a reference for people.
I think dragons
show
existed.
a few years ago. My kids were young. You believe dragons existed?
At some point, yeah.
Well, okay.
Would you have tried to ride a dragon back in
the respect your views?
No.
You wouldn't have been a dragon rider?
No. Too dangerous. It's too high up, right? You fall off, you're dead.
Yeah, you got to get a good saddle.
He really believes.
Pterodactyl, you're not going to ride that.
You thought about this.
But once you train the dragon, that dragon's yours, and you have you can go anywhere.
See, I don't trust training a wild animal ever's yours.
Yeah, I think it would just turn and blow your head off.
At one point, they're going to turn on you.
Well, what about a raptor? Would you have ridden a raptor back in the day?
They don't fly. Raptors don't fly.
No. I know they don't fly. I'm just talking about if you had a raptor, would you ride a raptor? I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't ride a raptor.
But dragons feel more.
I'm not talking about.
I think dragons are more trainable. Should we move on?
We can move on. Since we were talking about Game of Thrones, I did have this A-hole or A-OK, Jimmy. Do you want to read that?
Is it A-hole or is it A-OK?
My friend Lexa is getting married soon. She and her husband are extreme Game of Thrones fans. Because of their shared love for Game of Thrones, Lexa and her fiance decided to have a Game of Thrones themed wedding. Fine so far. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
A little weird, but fine. Mm-hmm. I'm perfectly fine with the idea of a theme wedding. So is this guy. I'm even okay with the Game of Thrones dress costume for the wedding. It's starting to get a little bit weird, but okay. The only thing I can't seem to get behind is the fact the majority of the wedding will be conducted in High Valyrian. For those who don't know, that's the made-up language for Game of Thrones. By the way, they actually made up a language. That guy, who's the guy who wrote the game?
Benoff or something? It's D.B. Benoff.
No, it's not close to
Now-
D.B. Benoff. Who wrote Game of Thrones? The guys with the beard. That they're
Oh, the guy who wrote the book.
Fire and Ice of D.B.
So-
Cooper.
They came up.
D.B. Cooper's the guy who got him on the airplane.
Oh my God.
And the best is you're like, it's not D.B. Benoff, it's D.B.
It's like, anyway, that guy.
No, it's
He wrote an entire language.
But sorry,
for
he
his
wrote
book.
the language.
The Valerian
with
language.
The first book
I
that
think
he put
so.
out before it was even successful.
Yeah, it's like Fire and
That's
Ice or something like that,
dedication.
right?
Okay.
So they actually speak a language that makes sense.
it wouldn't be
in
that
the
hard
show.
to write a language.
George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, that's it. D.B. Cooper. So they're going to speak this Valerian language, which I guess you can probably look up on the internet and find all the words and what all the words are for. But imagine how long it would take you to write a language. Her wedding is also a destination wedding, and I'm finding it hard to justify going out of my way to go to a wedding that's not even in a real language that I won't be able to understand. Am I the if I don't go? Did this guy write us?
Is this a viewer?
No, this
A listener?
This is from Reddit, I think.
Oh, he stole it. This is a really good one.
These are things I saw on Twitter. It's an exception.
Ripped it off. Things that I ripped off Reddit. I mentioned that I was having doubts to Lexa. Lexa, that's the one getting married soon.
Yeah.
Looks like he made a fake name up because he put it in brackets.
Yeah, sure.
And she got really mad at me because I originally had said I could go before I knew it was High Valerian. She's also been sending I don't have the second page.
My links to learn High Valerian or Duolingo, and I find even if I didn't show up,
Duolingo.
she'd be mad at me for not learning it. The reception will also be in High Valerian, and all speeches and toasts are expected to be in High Valerian too.
Well, first of all, this marriage is going to fail.
Well, not if they talk in High Valerian.
Maybe
to each
not.
other.
Actually, maybe they'll be together forever. I completely understand this guy's feelings on this. Especially he's got to pay for the wedding and go there and everything like this. So you're not an if you don't go, but I think if she's your friend, you should probably suck it up. We would go and get hammered.
Now, are you an though, Jimmy, if you go but you don't write your speech in the Valerian?
Like if I have to give the toast to the bride or whatever?
Because they're saying they're going to have to give a toast.
He has to give a
and
toast.
the toast has to be in that made-up language.
Yeah, then that's asking a little much.
And he's saying that she'll get upset with him if he doesn't learn the language.
Why? If I was him, I'd get a sentence and start in the
I'm going to jump in.
I'm going to say that.
I'm going to jump in. This is completely unreasonable request, to be honest with you. You're asking me to pay money to go down to this wedding, to not speak English, and I have to go above and beyond to write a speech for your wedding, and I'm not going to understand what's going on? Please. You're making a mockery of the sanctity of marriage. It's a joke. You're not a
guy that doesn't believe in marriage.
I didn't say I didn't believe in marriage. I actually said on this podcast I was open to marriage.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about that podcast.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
You said you were open to marriage, unlike Puffy said he was open to an open marriage.
I'm trying for years.
No, listen, I don't mean to be hard on this person, but come on. Yeah.
But what's the difference between learning this language and say they were
Swedish?
Swedish, yeah, and they wanted you to do a toast in Swedish?
Because Sweden's a real country.
It's a real
I
thing.
want to do a toast
And
or
there'd
a
be
line.
Swedish people there who would probably understand.
But there's High Valerians there.
Look, I just...
They better be really high.
Is that what it's called? High Valerian? I can't.
I'm with you, Lester. It's a little bit of
come on.
You don't want to offend anyone.
Come on.
Put it this way. I don't think this guy's an if he doesn't go to the wedding.
No.
No, I think I think the costumes are probably at some point your wedding is. I understand you're celebrating with the person you love, and it should be about you two. But you're also celebrating with everyone you know, so you should try to be inclusive at least to some extent.
It's a bit of a selfish wedding.
And exactly, and don't go out of your way to be exclusive, where you're saying everything's going to be in a language that you know.
It's as if having this destination wedding is not enough for them to weed out people who they really don't want to come. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the red wedding? If I refer to that on Game of
I
Thrones?
am aware of what
The
happened.
red
Yes.
wedding.
Yes, I know.
Let's hope it doesn't go that way.
That would be.
I hope it
it
didn't.
might go if he shows
You know
up
what?
and
Can
doesn't
you imagine
have a
that?
speech.
Yes.
Imagine that if they were actually murderers and they wanted everybody to have this Game of Thrones thing,
That
so
would be
they
a
could
shocker.
murder.
That would be a good twist.
Wow.
Be a good wedding twist.
Keep an eye
Be
on
a
that.
bad gig to be the videographer for that one.
No doubt.
Good thing they're one of our listeners, and we're invited to the wedding.
Was that Chewy Louie?
Oh man.
Good old Chewy.
I just accidentally turned up my volume. It got loud.
Oh yes.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
Can't get enough of the pod.
That scared me.
Let's finish off with a little listener mail.
Oh, nice.
A listener mail. Thank you for listening.
That's kind of how it
Our
goes.
mail.
Listen to mail.
Yeah. All right. First, we have Adam tweets in a picture and says, I just got this ad pop up on my phone, and I think this dude looks like a young Jimmy. Any thoughts?
He did.
Yes.
I do believe this guy looks like a young Jimmy.
He was, I think I may have responded this, like sexy, not as sexy, but as sexy as a sexy vibe, kind of like Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yes. Snack Bites Pete wrote, that hair screams young Jimmy. Eddie Bartlett adding, Jimmy's more of an action figure kind of guy. That's potentially true as well. Now, Ricky Schmidt asked the question everyone wants to know the answer to. Which one of young Jimmy's ex-girlfriends would want a stuffed plush toy of him?
Wow.
I'm going to go with
Leslie.
No, I think she's.
Would Leslie rip the head off that doll?
I had a bit of revelation about her this summer.
Good. That sounds like a good face you're making.
I don't want to get into it.
No?
I didn't want it to get back.
Well, for season 2.
Even because we've only beat
season 10.
We've only beat. We don't only beat some of that name, right?
The last name. Yes.
Yeah. Let's.
Who would still be fond of Jimmy?
Like, do you think there's anyone that still pines over you?
Let's go through them. Leslie, no. Tracy,
no.
Allison, my first love, grade 8.
Beep beep.
She texted me this summer.
She did.
I think she would like a Jimmy plush toy. You know, because that was young love.
Do you think she calls you James Duthie every time she mentions you?
Jamie.
She called you Jamie Duthie?
Yeah.
Jamie.
Well, he was Jamie back then.
She was one of the few women I dated as a Jamie.
Oh, wow.
Before I changed to a James. And TV Elsh, my little French Canadian girl.
Oh,
I think she would still. I don't have any exes. I think that don't hate me. Do you have any exes that you would be worried about
that would hate me? No, I don't think any.
No, but getting a plush toy of you is slightly different than not hating you.
Interesting.
What about the girl in Mexico?
They never found that body.
Never mind.
That was an inner
Never mind.
secret circle on that one.
Are we talking about the one with the shotgun to the head? Did I tell that story?
Finito.
I'm not beeping that again. What if someone bought that plush doll and used it as a voodoo doll?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, actually.
Ow!
Oh.
Jimmy's got back pain.
Puffy, do you think voodoo dolls are real? Would they work?
On a dragon?
I think they could. I think they could work.
Dragons flying. Ah!
Hello, Canada. Ow! Oh!
Oh, trust me. If there were a few people here would have them of me, right?
Oh, there would be a Jimmy voodoo doll would be a bestseller in the green room.
Everyone under the
in the makeup room.
Desk would have one.
Stabbing you.
Who would if I had to get a voodoo doll of a one TSN personality and that you could use it on air, who would I do it?
Careful now.
Well, I mean, from pure comedy, I'd do it to Darren Drager.
Yes,
I think.
I think that's who you would probably. O'Neill.
O-Dog would be fun. Yeah, but those are my friends that I would do it to. You say, there's nobody I don't like here that I would
you only
have a voodoo doll.
There's only 2 people you don't like on air here.
I will listen now.
Who are they? No, I love everyone. I'd have a Dregs voodoo doll. I think that would just be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
He would take it the best, too.
He really would. Do well with that.
Ricky Schmidt also
Ricky's busy this week.
She's busy. She sent us a picture of a truck that simply says "The Turd Burglar" on the back.
Ooh. Like a bumper sticker?
No, it's like the name of the company is Turd Burglar. I think what they do is they pump sewage out of the
porta potties.
That could make sense. That makes sense to me.
So they steal your turds, basically.
Oh, okay, it's a good concept.
Would be good for boats.
Oh,
they
or
go
planes.
around and steal the
we learned.
Take the poop out of the boats.
Out of the boats.
Waste management is a huge industry. If I had to do life over again, you wouldn't want to. You think I'm not going to go into waste management, but they make a lot of money.
Those are always the people that impress me. The people who are super rich, and it's from doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
it's but it's recession-proof,
right?
Yeah, it's like they own
it's also something no one else wants to do.
Exactly.
And it's like, why didn't I just do that? Been a super rich guy who has a company like that.
There's a company called the Waste Management Open, which is the Phoenix Open.
Yeah.
They've been sponsoring that forever.
Yeah, see the trucks on
think
the
about
roads.
it. It's a poop thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
GFL is another big company.
Do you think the
GFL?
GFL? Yeah.
What's the GFL?
It's a recycling company.
Green for Life, I believe it stands
Yes,
for.
yes.
Recycling seems like
I might have some stock.
this garbage.
The Turd Burglar, you think they would sponsor maybe like a rubber boots golf tournament?
Why not?
Oh, we should do one.
Aye?
We should do a golf tournament.
Yeah.
Like it's a charity one.
Maybe we have to get to the 4 of us golfing
Wow.
first.
No, that's the only way it would happen.
I didn't even
Yeah,
golf. Did I golf with you this summer?
No, I don't think so.
What,
Oh,
really?
you're just cutting everyone off.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I tried.
He did try.
I didn't try with them this much.
A little
But it was
slightly less.
a
tried.
bad. It was a weird summer for golf. It wasn't. It was just weird. Like there was the
Golf's
World
not fun
Juniors.
anymore.
No, it's not that. It's just I had difficulty.
Getting in 90 rounds. It was
Couldn't have spared the one day from my 87 rounds to get out with you guys.
actually I
understand.
struggled. I struggled getting out. I was barely in the city.
No, let's. You got a second home now, brother.
Anything else before we go?
Yes, David Carson writes in during the Chessmaster anal beads discussion. Did I hear Stoff say that he did a little digging?
Oh,
Yes, David.
known as an ass man. He's an ass man.
A little waste management going on right there.
Little waste management open. Here's an unprompted question from J.I. I'm not sure where he's going with it, but he does ask, does Jimmy have one of those Garmin watches to track his e-bike riding?
Oh, so that must have been. He must have taken it from the video.
Oh, because you have the...
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
because that's to track how fast the motor goes? You're keeping up on the...
I know. I got in 19 kilometers riding the motorcycle today.
I'm not a watch guy. You know, people spend so much money on watches and stuff.
Yeah.
Rolex.
Yeah.
I could care less. I have this one Garmin. It's my golf watch, and that's why I bought it. So it's one of those ones that shows you how far you are away from the pin and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You get little maps of the courses, and it's very cool. I guess it does count your steps and stuff. Like I can go on here and look at like how many calories I supposedly burned today, and if you sleep with it, but I don't like having sleeping with a watch on.
No.
It'll tell you if you had a good night's sleep.
But it's
and everything.
depressing because you'll see it. It's like you had 2 hours sleep last night. It's like, what the f***
know.
did I do for 9 hours?
I was in bed for 8 hours. What?
What if you murdered people? That would be scary. It would have said you slept for 2 hours. You had body count 3.
I was actually thinking that with all like the Dahmer stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like do people who murder people get scared before they murder people, or are you just like they really calm? Because I would be terrified.
I would think the
Probably
latter.
different styles.
The latter.
Yeah.
I think the latter.
I think they're actually sociopaths would be excited because that's where they get their high.
Yeah, I
Right?
suppose.
So they'd be like all like excited, like they're going to
Yeah, they would get excited.
before. Oh my
Like
god!
Puffy at a
I'm
sports book.
Yeah, like before the
Now,
big game.
now, I would say the people that get nervous, let's say the Dateline episodes where, the wife offs her husband or the husband offs her wife, I would guess they would be nervous because they would be worried about getting caught
See,
and
I
covering
think
their
they would be
tracks.
more just a fit of rage, so they wouldn't be nervous.
Well, no,
No,
sometimes
but
it's a fit of rage, sometimes it's planned. Like
Yeah.
you collect the insurance money,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know when they like go on the hiking trip and the guy like just pushes her off
Yeah.
on the ledge and
Yeah.
oh my god, she fell.
Yeah.
That thing. There was one guy in
The
Dateline.
dingo
He
ate
did it
my
like
wife.
he did it like 4 times.
See, that's getting
You know,
greedy.
imagine if you're dating. So you're on a dating site, right?
Yeah.
And so you're hanging. So you go out for dinner.
Yeah.
You meet on the Bumble or whatever. And so, you're have you ever been married before? Yeah, I've been married 3 times before. Oh my goodness, what happened there? They all fell off a cliff on hiking trips. Oh my god, that's incredible. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Do you want to go hiking?
Yeah, do you want to? Once you get past the second one,
You'd
I think
rule out
maybe-
hiking as a pastime.
Yeah, I think if the first wife died in the hiking accident, I'm not going hiking as the second wife.
Yeah, I probably don't. I don't think I would want to go hiking.
No,
either.
I don't
No.
think. Well, you mean the husband knew?
Yeah.
You'd be if he wanted to still go hiking, if he wasn't scarred by it, that would be your first clue.
Yeah,
that you were
that-
also going to
those-
die
yeah.
in a hiking accident.
Exactly.
How's this guy burning through all this insurance money so fast?
Wow.
Greedy
Just be
bastard.
cool.
Yeah, be cool.
So anyway, killers, I think some would get nervous, but the
Okay. So you think-
sociopaths would
that's
not.
wondering
Like
that.
the serial killers, I don't think they get nervous. I think they get excited.
we talk about
Really?
about murder a lot of this podcast. Do you guys realize that?
Very good time.
Somebody tweeted us today. Did we already talk about the fact that there's a show called Murder Island?
Yeah, that's the BBC show.
Somebody tweeted the
Yes,
same
yes.
one?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I thought there was a new version of it that was out. Okay.
They're still ripping Puffy's old
All right.
idea.
Was there a last tweet that you...
Well, no, there's the there's the lost bag stories.
a lot of lost bag
A
stories.
little lengthy.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we're gonna put those off another week.
We appreciate them.
Yeah.
We'll put them on social.
yeah.
Or we'll get to them.
What the hell does that mean?
Post them on our social accounts. That's what people always say.
We'll put it
post
on
those
our-
on our social
on our
accounts.
unverified Twitter account.
I had one thing, an Instagram I saw that Jordan Heidema has got a new boyfriend.
Alfonso Davies' ex-girlfriend.
J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez, the Seattle Mariners superstar outfielder.
Wow.
So she's basically gone back-to-back on superstar athletes.
Well, that's another discussion maybe for another pod, because you were discussing with me another lady on the weekend who had gone, Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Was her current boyfriend, and previously she had dated
Amendola,
and previously before that
Nick Jonas.
Right. So it fascinates me. Obviously, looks would have a lot to do with it if you're a lovely man or a lovely woman.
Like the only other Giselle went Tom Brady and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, the supermodel.
That's pretty good too.
Supermodel's a different thing. Yeah.
Well, look, here's the thing. From her perspective, you're dating all these high-profile guys. You're not going to go back down to some Joe Blow that works at Waste Management Open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but listen, has anybody gone back to back Leslie Tracy and TVF?
Murderers Row.
Oh my God.
Why don't we you want to just read the last one here from Roger K. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
All right. This was from Roger K. We have a lot of fun on the show, but Roger K. says, "Hi guys, so happy you're back. Been an avid fan since day one." I also ran into somebody out this week who said they were an avid fan since day one, and I'm sorry I forget your name.
There's like 4 of them, dude. You gotta,
four of the day oneers.
It was me.
But thank you. I really appreciate whoever that was I ran into. I really appreciated you saying that. Last month, I lost my father in an accident. This past weekend, I was driving from Vancouver Island to Ottawa for the funeral, and while in Winnipeg, car was broken into, had some luggage, clothes stolen. Oh my goodness. As I was driving the rest of the way to Ottawa, mentally going over what I now have to do before the funeral, season 9, episode 1 of the podcast came on. Can't tell you the joy and laughter that brought me. For that 1 hour, things felt better. I wanted to say thank you for being such a bunch of fun guys who put smiles on my faces. Keep it up. Looking forward to episode 2, the Christmas episode.
That's nice.
Roger K. So, Roger, thank you very much.
Very nice.
Our condolences to you. That's awful.
Yep.
Hope your family's doing well. We send you lots of love, and thank you for listening. I'm glad we could bring you. That was the whole point of this thing when we started.
Absolutely.
Just to be a distraction.
Absolutely.
So when
Very
people
true. Yeah.
write and they say, what is your damn pod about? People, sponsors, whoever, and
and providing a safe haven for serial killers.
that's what we do.
Also, in-depth interviews with prominent athletes.
It's all about love.
That's right.
I.e. Luongo.
And their girlfriends.
So that's what we're here to do, give you a little break from your life, and we'll do it again
sometime before
sometime
2023.
soon.
February?
On the Rubber Boots Pod.
Hey, how are you? I got a question that I really want to ask you. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair?
Do you like the dunk tank?
At the fair.
The dunk tank, the dunk tank.
At the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up, please. Somebody. Hey? Anyone?